That's why the answer from a believer or churches in America that says, well, we don't want to get involved in politics. You know what that really is? It's cowardice, is what it is.
Right on, that's right.
It's refusing to live righteously as God has called you. Look, if you don't want to be a Christian, then don't say you are. Why waste your time, right?
Yeah.
We're called to be salt and light,
That's
which
right.
means you have to put feet to your faith. I know I said this before, but it's worth reading again. Every decision made in a republic is made by individuals who you have placed there, either by direct vote or lack thereof. Our founders knew this. Benjamin Franklin said, and I'll just chop this up here. He was talking about ambition and avarice, the love of money and the love of power. And he said, not many more things more laudable than this are apt to be found in those on your side of the agreement as much as the opposing side. It takes a measure of humility to recognize that about your own political party.
That's right.
What does that all mean? It means that we have a large part of conservatives in the country that have forgotten why they're conservative. We've abandoned the biblical and Christian Judeo values and made it into some sort of like secular, like God, guns, and country type thing. But the foundation has been eroded, and so you're standing on this rickety framework. Then when the left comes along and they're radically idealist and they're dedicated to their leftism and their secularism, and they challenge the conservative without the ability to give a defense, we as Christians know the word apologetics, then the whole argument crumbles.
Yeah.
Without the moral foundation and the understanding of how to apply your faith. You are called to be salt and light, okay? Now you have the church going woke. What do you think about men like Bonhoeffer would tell you today if he were here? What kind of warning would he give? How about Joseph Bondarenko, who we just had up here not too long ago, who I had a chance to ask him privately. If you don't know Bondarenko, read KGB's Most Wanted is a book about his life. He spent over a decade in the Gulag, primarily because he refused to deny his faith in front of the Soviet proletariat. And I got a chance to ask him just a few weeks ago, what would you do? What's one thing you would do if you could go back in a time machine? And he said, get your children. Because we surrendered them to the Soviets. Have we not done the same thing here?
Yes.
Listen, the devil's the father of lies. He just disguises himself in different ways.
That's right.
I don't care if you call it liberalism or progressivism or whatever you call it. It's a complete and utter abandonment of the Christian Judeo values that made our country what it is in favor of a secular deity, making the state the ultimate force of accountability. You know what the problem with that is? Our founders recognized that our rights were inalienable. They didn't come from men. They didn't come from the government. They came from God, and the government was there to protect them.